Some of the people watching this are already going to know, but in case you didn't and you hadn't guessed by the title or you thought it was clickbait, I'm actually engaged. This is a thing that happened. I am an engaged person now. I'm a fiance. Um, yeah, I'm not really one for announcement or life update videos, but I kind of had to because the only other option was just sticking it in my December favorites, which is going to be a monster of a video already. So it's not gonna, people aren't gonna see it if it's in there. And I wanted to make sure my YouTube friends know because some of you guys I don't have on other social media. So that happened. Yeah, I got engaged on New Year's. That's the thing. So I guess I should probably just talk a little bit about that. Okay, so I keep wanting to say me and my boyfriend, but I guess now it's me and my fiance have been together 4.5 years now, which is a decent time to have been together for. There are plenty of people that get married or engaged after much shorter periods of time, but I mean, yeah, we've been together 4.5 years. We own a house together. We have 3 cats. We've lived together for 2 years, 1 to 2 years. I don't know. The point is, by now we kind of know how we work as a couple, and it's good. Yeah, it's good. Um, it was a massive surprise. I genuinely had no idea. He picked the ring out himself. Um, he had sneakily a few weeks earlier just had a casual conversation with me about my opinions on engagement rings, which again is good. And we've talked about just future stuff and marriage stuff before. I think people that get engaged or propose without already having had conversations with your partner about anything to do with any of that subject, I think that's a bit of a stupid decision, to be honest. Like, you should, if you genuinely don't know whether they're likely to say yes or not, you shouldn't be asking. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Picked the ring himself because in this sneaky conversation with me, we had established that I wouldn't fancy picking it out myself because I love surprises. I always want to be surprised by things and presents and that kind of thing rather than know what's coming, just because I like surprises. I like good surprises. No one likes bad surprises. Um, so yeah, it's just let it. It's gonna come into focus soon. Go on, go on. It's not working. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Um. So there's that. Yeah. It's for the people that care about this sort of stuff. Um. It's that big thing in the middle there is a diamond. And I found out yesterday, we were talking about it last night, and because the whole diamond industry is like extremely problematic in a nutshell, he like specifically searched to get it from a place that like only has ethically sourced diamonds, and I was like, you're such a good egg. I got such a good egg. So that's fantastic. I love that so much. I'm also not one of those people that cares about how much it costs, so I don't know. I don't care. I love it, that's all that matters. So how it actually happened was, it was like, right, I know loads of people go for like really fancy, elaborate stuff, but I am a simple being. I like things that are just nice and comfortable and me, and basically it was perfect. Because it was New Year's, I was expecting we were going to do the whole smooch on New Year's after the countdown thing because it's cute, it's nice, why would you not if you can? And so we're waiting for the countdown, and then he just runs upstairs and then comes back down with this big box. And I'm not going to show it because I feel like that's kind of getting a bit too personal. I'm just going to talk about it. So it's this big box, and I was really, really confused. Like, it wasn't wrapped or anything; it was just the box that it came in. But it was like this big, and so I just kept, after we had the New Year's kiss, he gave it to me, and I just kept saying, "What is box? What is box?" And I was really confused. Because it was this big. And he said, well, if it had been just a ring box, that would have been a giveaway. And I like surprises, which is true. And so I opened it, and because apparently jewellery just comes in really fancy packaging, because it wasn't like he had deliberately made it several layers of boxes. But apparently this company was just a fan of the whole layers thing, because it was a open a box and then there's another box and then open a box and then there was just a ring box, and then I opened it, and then there's a note that asked me to marry her, and then I started crying, and then we got engaged, and I don't know, I feel weird talking about this stuff, it's all very personal, isn't it? But yeah, I'll put like a couple of pictures of us in if you want, if you don't know what my fiance looks like. That's Joel. Good egg. One of the first things I said after the initial shock had kind of died down. I mean, it still hasn't. It still doesn't feel real. It's very weird and strange, but also lovely. But after the initial shock had died down, one of the first things I said was, "Does Lizzie know?" Lizzie is my best friend in the whole world. We've known each other since we were like 3. And he said yes. And so I messaged her just yelling, "What the fuck?" And I'll see if I can get like a screen cap of our conversation and put it in there just because it makes me giggle. I was like, "The fuck is this shit?" I sometimes swear when I get excited, and she was like, "Alex, try it with fewer expletives." But yeah, that was nice. And so anyway, yeah, I flailed around for a bit, and then we were just sort of, talking to a couple of people, and then we came upstairs and took a couple of nice pictures on the night we got engaged, which, are the ones that I put in there. And then we went to sleep, and the following day, well, it was the same day really, because it was already the morning, wasn't it? We woke up and have since continued to exist as engaged people. So yeah, that's the latest in my life. It's very strange, and of course now I have to plan a wedding, which is going to be both fun in places and incredibly stressful in others, so wish us luck. Answering a couple of questions that I'm sure people will have. I already told you how long we've been together. I am 21 next month, he's 24 next month. Plenty of people get married younger and have very successful marriages. I'm not really worried about the age thing. Like I said, we already know each other really well. We like each other as people. We have pretty much identical values and that kind of thing. So, obviously over the years we're going to grow and change into different people, but I don't think we're going to change for the worse. So, we're only going to grow for the better, and I look forward to doing that together. I said I was going to answer questions, but the only one I can think of that people would ask would be, how old are you and how long have you been together? So, yeah, like I said, I said it was diamond, and the rest of it's white gold. I feel very strange talking about that sort of thing, because, like I said, that doesn't matter to me, just the fact that it's really pretty, and I really like it, and he picked it out himself, and it's just what it is that I like. So, that is that. I am engaged. Yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. And I want to say thank you in advance for any nice comments you're planning on leaving, because inevitably when you share this stuff, people go, "Congratulations," which is lovely. But at the same time, I feel like assuming there's going to be any comments is a bit big-headed of me. But that's silly, because I have, again, not to boast, but I have over 650 subscribers. I'm sure at least a couple of them, I'm sure at least a couple of you will care and say something nice. So, thank you. Yeah. I'm engaged.